Food has become this commodity which we have on a shelf in a shop, but really food is a right for all of us. It's something we all need 3 times a day. I'm Abel Pearson. I'm founding director of Glasbren, which is a community food and permaculture project based near Carmarthen in West Wales. So Glasbren is the Welsh language word for sapling, and we're a small team and we run a CSA veg box scheme, community supported agriculture, which means that we have members who join us for the whole season. They kind of sign up front, pledge their support for the whole season to receive a weekly box of seasonal, fresh, nutrient-dense vegetables that we've grown here or through working with other growers. We also host volunteers every week here. We run courses around different skills for self-reliance and sustainability, like food growing, foraging, permaculture design, nature connection activities, mindfulness stuff. So all things to kind of nurture people's all-round health and a sense of being able to do something for themselves, to take action in their own lives towards climate change and feeling healthier and more regenerative in their own lives. So I think what I've learned from doing this is that we need to bring farming back into the heart of communities, like re-establish its role as a kind of a vehicle for culture and for community. When you see people, for example, on a seasonal celebration day, when we have people here, they all kind of help process the harvest that we've all grown together on that one day, and it kind of reminds us of that feeling of having farming and food be a central part of life and of culture and community. And I think we need to get back to something like that. We've really seen the potential of what small farms can be, not just in terms of producing food. Obviously we need to be producing more of our food locally. We need to focus our food production on the areas where it's grown and not be exporting huge bunch of our food and not importing, because there's things like Brexit, climate change, COVID all exposed the fragility of our food system. It's really not something we can rely on long term. It's all based on a huge amount of fossil fuels. It's a huge part of global emissions, the food system, between refrigeration and transport, the production, the chemicals involved in growing a lot of the food non-organically. So obviously, yeah, we need to bring food much more local using ecological regenerative principles, but also need to acknowledge the role farming can play in community building and addressing a lot of the key issues we're facing at this time. Doing this is one thing that actually helps me get up in the morning, because if I wasn't somehow doing something, even on a small local scale, about this crisis, to be able to look my son in the eye and say I actually tried to do something, I was actually actively trying to do something to leave a better world for you, then that's a real motivation for me. And I think I'd find it much harder to read the news and hear about what's going on in the world if I didn't feel in some way like I was actively involved in building something more regenerative and sustainable for the future. Yeah, I guess in a nutshell, him and his generation are the people we're doing this for.